Today guys, we're going to review the Honor Magicbook X15, and this is the 15-incher size from Honor. There's another one, the X14, which has a little bit smaller chassis and a smaller screen. And today we'll be talking about my experience with this laptop for roughly 3 months down the road while using this. How do I feel about it? How's the battery life? How's the performance? And everything that you should know before you even purchase one of these. Let's start. So hi guys, it's me Richmond of Gadget Sidekick, and welcome back to my channel. And this is the Honor Magicbook X15. I know it's pretty light, and I love the way it is. It's so lightweight. I can simply put this in my backpack, just simply carry it like this, like a student, or just simply put it on the side of my car whenever I travel. Now, the first problem that I have with this one is the lack of ports. On one side, we have the Thunderbolt 4.0, which happens to be the charging port as well, together with a USB-A port and a HDMI port. On the other side, it's another USB-A port plus a audio jack. Now, the lack of ports really hurts me with this laptop. Normally, I use a lot of Type-C, so whenever you're charging on this port, so you'll be left out with no Type-C port. So another thing is that when you try to open this with one hand, it's kind of hard. So you really need two hands to open this one up. Another impression from this one, it simply looks like the MacBook. And you can see the body is brushed aluminum metal finish, and we have a black keyboard over here. The power button here serves as the fingerprint scanner, which happens to be very fast. And opening the laptop up, this is the maximum angle that it can handle. We can see the side bezel, and the top one is quite thin except the bottom. Now, this laptop comes together with a Intel Core i5 with a Intel Xe graphics. And you can also use the Honor link over here. At the bottom, you can see all the ventilation over here, which is quite okay for me. Not really that hot, especially when you're exporting really heavy files. Sometimes you'll feel some heat, but not too much. Now, one of the best things to do with this laptop is definitely to watch some HD videos. Watching some of my favorite shows here, like Korean novela, watching some basketball games, some animes, and some movies are definitely nice because of the great screen that I have here. And what I have here is a 8 gigs of DDR4 RAM together with an Intel Core i5-10210U together with a 512 gigs of storage. And how about let's listen to the sound quality on how loud this one can be. The sound is pretty decent, not the loudest, but definitely not weak. So I've been using this laptop as my main daily driver for the past 3 months, and what I enjoy about this one is the experience using this one. 1, it's easy to carry around. 2, it's pretty easy to use. And 3, it's the Intel Core i5 processor that's inside this PC, which gives it a little bit more kick compared to the Intel Core i3 version. I've been doing some Word document spreadsheet and doing some video editing here, as well as some photo editing, and I can say it's quite smooth. Probably the only problem that I've encountered here is to export 4K videos, which might take a little bit longer time as compared to a laptop with a dedicated graphics. Now, typing on this keyboard is definitely a breeze. I love the way it feels. It's probably one of those keyboards that will give you a more satisfaction while typing on this one. Browsing on my socials here is definitely okay thanks to its big screen. And this one has a 42 watt-hour battery size inside, which translates to around 3,700 milliampere hours, and it's supported by a 65 watts fast charging brick. Now, personally, I monitored how fast this one can drain the battery on 50% brightness and a video playback all day long on my playlist. It was able to give me a 6 hours of playback time consistently on this laptop. So I've tried it several times, and it still yields me the same, roughly 6 hours or a little bit above 6 hours. And probably one of the things that you might want to have is a extended battery life. I know 6 hours is not bad for a laptop of this size, pretty thin, pretty slim. But what if you bring this one out for travel, like 3 days and 2 nights out of the country, and you only have the charging brick, which you rarely have time to charge, probably when you're sleeping at night in the hotel room, but most of the time you're on the go, visiting client or visiting places that you need to visit, or do some content creating while on the go. Now, one of my solutions is this one, a 25,000 milliampere hours battery with 145 watts of charging support. This power bank from Ugreen is definitely huge, but it's not really that heavy. It has 3 output here, 2 USB-C and 1 USB-A port. So while on the go, this one can charge your laptop as well as your smartphone and tablet as well. Now, we did make a battery stress test on this one, and I was happy to tell you that it was able to give me a good result. Now, imagine that the full charge laptop plus this one can give you roughly 18 hours of video playback time, which is definitely not bad, right? So I've tried several times on this one. So charging this laptop from 5% to 100, it will leave me a 42% battery life. So which means it needs a 58% in order to give this a full charge. So roughly a power bank like this one can give this laptop a 1.8 times full charge. So meaning it's almost double. So if this one can give you a 6 hours, then of course, almost double. So it will give you 18 hours of video playback time. So how about let's watch this quick charge drain test that I did with the U-Green power bank together with the Honor Magicbook X15. Have you ever encountered itong problema na ito? In the middle of an important project, nawalan ka ng battery. In the middle of a presentation, nawalan ka ng battery. In the middle of gaming, nawalan ka rin ng battery. In the middle of editing, nawalan ka rin ng battery. Nakakainis, di ba? Now, it's already back to school season and I'm pretty sure na it's going to be one of your problems. Kasi hindi everywhere merong saksakan ready for you to plug in and charge your laptop. Now, since 100% pa ating battery dito, i-charge natin itong Honor Magicbook natin. Titingnan natin kung ilang percent pa matitira dito sa ating power bank and we can judge kung ilang beses niya kaya i-charge fully isang Honor Magicbook na laptop from 0 to 100. Tara, subukan natin. So, kabit lang natin dito sa 100. So, plug natin dito sa side. Wait lang natin siya umilaw. Ayan, kita na, umilaw na siya. Meaning niya, nagsi-charge siya. Okay? So, antay natin maubos ang full charging nito until it stop blinking. And we'll come back for it later para makita natin kung ilang percent matitira dito sa ating power bank na U-Green. So, roughly, nagtapos ang aking charging within 2 hours plus. So, makita natin, there's roughly 32% ng battery remaining dito sa aking power bank out of 25,000. So, kita natin naka-steady na ang ating LED button dito, meaning full charge na siya. So, okay, let's simply do the math. So, 25,000 milliampere hours times 68% ang ginamit niya, kasi may 32% siya remaining. So, that's roughly 1,700 milliampere hours ang kanyang ginamit out of sa aking power bank. So, in essence, minus 2,500, so may 8,000 ako. So, this is roughly half ng meron ko, yung isang kargahan. So, more or less, kaya niya mag-supply ng 1.5 na full charging cycle nitong Honor Magicbook na X15 natin. So in essence, wag sinabi ko may 6 hours ako per full charging cycle times 2, so that's 12 hours. And kalahati ng isang buong charging cycle is 3 hours. So I have roughly 15 hours on a full charge na laptop plus isang full charge netong power bank na ito, which is pretty not bad. So imagine mo, you have 15 hours for itong laptop mo, which is for me pretty more than enough to go for a day and a half or maybe 2 days. It's more than enough kasi as long as full charge tong power bank mo, or you might want to charge your phones along the way. But if you're dedicating it dito sa iyong laptop, this one can last you for 1.5 full charging cycle ng isang Honor. This one can give you a 1.5 full charging cycle ng isang Honor Magicbook na X15, which is starting yan from 0, as in 0. Probably medyo malaki ang kinain niya. It's because itong laptop na ito started from nothing. So, probably nag-jumpstart muna siya. It's rare that you'll hear me complain about this laptop, the Honor Magicbook X15. But there's only one thing that I have really to complain about. It's the lack of storage. 512 gigs of storage is definitely not enough for me. And by the way, it's not expandable, so I have to think of a way to give myself more storage with this laptop. And so I bought this one. So I have here is a 2 terabyte of storage from Kingston, and it's a KC3000, which can give me up to 7,000 Mbps of read speed. And of course, together with me is a enclosure, M.2 SSD enclosure from Orico, and it claims to have a 20 Gbps of transfer speed. So it's made out of aluminum alloy, so I'm really excited to see how it looks like. So opening inside, we have a screw, we have your transfer cable, we have some screws, we have some thermal tapes, and of course our enclosure. It's metal finish, so it looks good. And here's our Type-C port. Okay, so let's open this enclosure first before opening the Kingston M.2 SSD. So opening inside, we have something looking like this. And if you don't know how to finish this one, you have a user guide inside to give you a guide. And of course, next is to open this one, the Kingston SSD that we bought. So okay, we have this one. It's a 2 terabyte of storage, Kingston SSD PCIe 4.0 NVMe. So just simply plug it in. Simple as that. And we need our silicone plugs, which is supplied over here. Okay, so it should look something like this after plugging. And next is to close the case. Since my Kingston has a heatsink, so it's optional not to put on this one. Just simply close it, and we're pretty much done. So let's give it a test drive. So okay, so since we have a dual head over here, so I prefer using a Type-C over to my laptop. So let's plug this C port over. Okay, so it has been detected. After plugging in the Orico enclosure together with my Kingston solid state drive of 2 terabyte, you can see that right now we have formatted it. It has a 1,907 gigs for storage. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty much almost 2 terabyte. Of course, you know that there's a little bit of loss. So pretty much okay. So right now, after having this expansion, I no longer have to complain about not having enough storage for my Honor Magicbook X15. Link on the description. So after that drain test, I would be able to say that this one is definitely a must if you have a laptop that has a Type-C charging support and you want to have a extra more juice and battery while you're on the go. I think this one is definitely a good investment. Link on the description. And of course, this laptop, the Honor Magicbook X15, for me, is probably one of the lightest that I've handled for this year. And I'm really happy with its performance. The feel is great, the typing experience is good, and the screen is quite big for me. And I have no problem doing some light video edit, and of course, doing some picture editing, Word document, Excel, watching some videos here is definitely okay. And the Honor Magicbook X15 can be bought for around $37,990. I'll be posting the link on the description box below. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads here from my channel. And so, ako para si Richmond, and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. Like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. For one of my latest uploads, click the dito. And for one of my popular uploads, click here.